Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
All right, finalized Christmas, and this is what it's going to look like. And when you have people that get married and then they have families and traditions,
It's sketchy, man.
Yeah, and so you grow up thinking this is the tradition that you'll always have for life, and then you gotta bend a little bit to make it work for the other person. And so I tried to explain that to Derek last night because we found out that his brother, they're expecting, by the way. Did I tell you that?
I didn't know that.
Really? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they are expecting. So him and his wife, they're going to be parents.
Oh, they're going to have a baby.
Yeah. Okay. And so they live in Iowa. So it was just going to be like a hop, skip, and a jump, and they were going to be here a certain day, whatever.
Convenient.
Yeah.
Not
and then now Sarah's pregnant, okay? And the big worry is that she can't take part in the Nerf gun fight. That we have every year.
Stop that silliness.
So what has happened is my mother-in-law has acquired so much over the years of like protective gear. And so she has like umpire, like the things that go over your chest and everything. And these are small little darts, nothing with a point or anything like that. But Sarah just feels like.
How far along is she?
She's 4 months.
And she can't be in the Nerf gun war because she's pregnant?
I am not going to tell a pregnant woman
hell out of
if
here.
she feels uncomfortable. She's already being a mom, protecting herself.
You chose that.
I don't mind this decision because it is one of those traditions that I just can't stand.
You don't like it either?
No. They're like, they tell Alexa to like start the Alexa off.
See, you can't do it in here.
I whispered, but like to set the timer for 10 minutes. We run around like lunatics for 10 minutes.
What's wrong with it?
Like Liam loves it. I do it for him. He is the only person on this planet I do the Nerf war for.
I think you don't like it because you suck at it.
I hate it. They hurt.
They don't hurt. They
have
Nerf.
a curved rubber tip, and it will get me in the neck. It'll get me on the forearm. It is not my favorite thing to do.
You're the biggest Grinch I know.
I have headgear on. We have like
what headgear? You wear helmets for a Nerf gun?
She got us like these massive like welder masks. And then I want to put like a hat or like some protection because I've caught one in the temple before.
Shut up! You guys
am not lying.
You're the biggest bunch of complete wusses I've ever met. You won't.
My
do a
mother-in-law
Nerf
loves it.
It's great.
Derek, I don't know. I would love to get Derek's perspective because I don't know. Does he really love it all that much? But when she was like, "Yeah, I don't know if we'll do the Nerf war," I was like, "No."
Two things. You're a huge wuss. Number two, you could be having your baby tomorrow, and that Nerf bullet isn't going to do a damn thing. You guys. I can't believe how big a candy asses you are.
It is the only year I ever wished I was pregnant. Then I'd be like, I'm going to sit this one out too. And guess what? When I was pregnant, I didn't even set it out. But I'm just saying, I want it to go away. That's one tradition that is not my favorite. I love the family time. I love the holiday movies. We do a bake-off, a cook-off. That's fun. But the Nerf guns, that's just annoying.
If you're listening right now, there's probably a family tradition, and I can completely keep you anonymous here if you don't, want to say it to the masses because you're afraid somebody's listening in your family. But if there's a tradition, I'm trying to think right now, if there's a tradition that I really, really don't like.
Like we got rid of the gingerbread making tradition, the gingerbread house.
That was fun. I miss my kids being that young.
Oh, I can't stand that either. And I'm so glad that my son doesn't like to do that. He doesn't like to carve pumpkins. Like we just put him out on the step.
Gosh. You got all this good kid time that you're missing out on, man.
No, we do other stuff. We spend time doing other stuff instead of being frustrated because our roof won't stick together because the icing is too thin.
Oh, it's a great kid thing.
I don't think so. I don't think that would make or break my childhood.
My kids were smiling like crazy.
Really? I bet if you asked them today, what was your favorite thing about the holidays, they would never mention
they'd never say the gingerbread, but they wouldn't say they want to do away with it. It's a good spot. This morning, we find out that Kat would like to eliminate the Nerf gun wars from her Christmas celebration. So this is at your in-laws, finding out also that your sister-in-law is pregnant, and at Christmas time, it'll be about 4 months into her pregnancy. She is now getting the you don't have to participate in the Nerf wars green card of just go ahead and pass it by because you're pregnant.
She gets to go downstairs and watch TV in front of the fireplace. So I have to do it. And I only do it because of my child. He loves it. I just don't love it. It's not a tradition I enjoy.
Alyssa texted in, Kat, I completely agree. Nerf bullets hurt. You guys, they don't hurt. You've never been hit by like a good pellet gun or a BB gun then. You don't know what getting...
Why would I put myself in that
You don't know
position?
what getting stung by a 94-mile-an-hour fastball in the lower back feels like. Nerf bullets are
Once again,
fun.
I avoid those situations. But this one is like you catch it to your neck. And like once we take off all of our gear, people have like red dots all over their skin.
God.
Goes through the back shirt. Like I don't have back protection. I only have front protection.
I would give anything if any Christmas party I went to this year had a Nerf war for 10
That
minutes.
sounds terrible.
I think it sounds amazing. So Kat wants to exit. What are you throwing out? If you have a holiday tradition that you completely wanted to get rid of, Donald, what would yours be, man?
I want to get rid of the picture in front of the Christmas tree.
Why? Those are great.
I can't stand it.
Why?
Trees, music, all of it.
So how long
Christmas is
does it
overrated.
take? I feel like it takes like just but a few seconds to do.
It takes 1 second too long.
You just don't like the whole season? You got a bah humbug vibe going
I
on.
like Christmas. Yes,
What
I'm the Grinch,
happened?
I'm the walking, talking, bah humbug, you name it.
No way. Like what
Why?
happened back then to put your mindset like this, or has it always been this way?
I just never liked Christmas. I just think people overrate it and people dwell on the wrong thing.
I agree
Christmas
with
is not
you.
about presents and all
Yep.
that mumbo jumbo. It's about something deeper than that, and people just really misconstrue it with all these gifts and throw out their kids.
Okay, so let's say you could wipe the slate clean. We could start with a brand new tradition. I'm assuming you believe in Christ and the baby Jesus and everything like that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how would you think Christmas would be better then? You know,
How
what
would
I
you
feel-
do Christmas if you could design Christmas for the world
It's the new Donald Christmas.
and we'd follow it? What would we do?
I think Christmas would basically just be there. You'll go there and you would understand why God came to this world and why you're here.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
And just
And
family
not personal
time, right?
What if I think I know?
Absolutely.
What if I believe in that, but I still like the Nerf wars?
If you want to do a Nerf war, that's on you, but don't force people into it.
Yes,
All right, so-
that's what I feel. I feel like I'm shamed. I feel like if I were to go, I'm going to go hang with Sarah downstairs, I will be shamed for it. And I shouldn't feel that on Christmas. I should just feel joy.
Yeah, absolutely. You shouldn't be forcing anything, and I think that's what the thing is. They're taking
Yep.
Christmas and making it into something else when it shouldn't be, enforcing all these social norms on people.
Yeah.
And we're losing sight of the real picture.
I love the way you think.
You spend a lot of time on Facebook, don't you, Donald?
I have some worth here and there.
Hey, man, I appreciate you being part of the show and giggling with us. Have a great day.
YouTube is launching a new feature, and it's going to send notifications to people who leave abusive comments for others' videos. Abusers will receive their first notification, and then they're blocked for 24 hours if they continue to post abusive comments. So I think that is great. I think if you're going to watch something and you have something terrible to say,
How do you catch them all,
just
though?
check yourself. Oh, they will. If they can catch slight music in the background of our
Yeah,
videos,
fair
they'll
enough.
be able to catch people. A Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy under investigation for allegedly getting it on the job. Oh my God. She hit her microphone or her walkie-talkie or whatever it is, the radio button.
She was a rookie, too, I heard.
She was like, you're going to rip my underwear. So, I don't know. Listen, when the feeling calls and you don't have any prisoners around.
Serving, probably not protecting, but she got the serving part right.
Guess so.
So I want to say good morning to Kelsey, who apparently has unlocked one of Kat's greatest fears. When we got her message, Kat's like, oh my God, this is my biggest fear. I really don't want to do this. And now that your son's like, you guys are starting to travel a little bit more with
Yeah.
his athletics. I never took this on as a coach. Mostly because I just said you're on your own. That wasn't my specialty. My specialty wasn't doing really, really well with parents. And
So
we'll
I
get
didn't
into
mind doing it. I didn't mind helping out all the families because we only have 8 families and they're all so amazing. But in the back of my mind, I was like, if I'm going to put all this on my credit card, everyone Venmo'd me, so I was good to go. You know, it wasn't the payment. It was like, I hope everyone leaves things the way they found them, and they did. I shouldn't have had a doubt, but it scared me for sure.
Kelsey, real quick, tell everybody what's going on here, will you?
Well, I booked a hotel for the weekend for an event my kids were a part of, and one of the parents, my hotel, the hotel was under my credit card, obviously, and so I didn't know this was going to happen, but one of the parents, I don't know what happened in their room, but there's damages, and the hotel called me about it. They're going to charge my card. What do you mean damages? Like how much in damages? I mean, what did they do?
So this was my worry too. Did they go total rock star or what?
They did. Yeah, it was really bad. Total rock star. There was marker in the bed sheets. They brought a dog somehow who shed all over the place and actually made like a mark on the carpeting.
Oh.
No.
Nicked wood. There was a hole in the wall. I don't even know where to begin like asking them about this because I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
And also, are you going to pay? Because otherwise they're going to charge me. And I have no idea how much that's going to cost, but
do not give them the option of are you going to pay? You are going to pay.
Yeah, you have to pay this. So now, that's a difficult conversation to have with somebody who's, supposed to be a friend.
But also, sports parents sometimes they're not your really, really, really good friends. So maybe it's a good conversation
to
have.
Coexist. What if you're playing ball for the next 5 years together?
Exactly. So I wouldn't talk to any other parents about it. Like, don't do that because then that's a bit gossipy. But I would just say straight out, I don't know what happened in your room. I don't need to know, but this is what they found and I'm not paying for it. And hopefully they step up.
That's a good idea. I'm going to do that.
And don't get too weirded out about the marker on the sheets thing because I've been to hotels where Kat's given that excuse on her way out too. No, that's marker on the sheets.
Who carries brown marker wherever they go?
Wiping a marker, huh?
Radio Paparazzi.
Sometimes you should throw out your dreams to the universe. If you say it out loud, maybe it'll happen. Selena Gomez, she received a Golden Globe nomination. This is 2011, by the way.
Speaking of music stuff, you were at the Grammys. What is your review?
Amazing.
Would you ever, is that like an aspiration? I think that would be the coolest thing.
I think it would be an honor, of course, but I'm more of a Golden Globe or Oscar girl, so it would be nice.
Look at that. She predicted her own future.
I'm telling you, if you have not seen Only Murders in the Building, you better start now and check out all the seasons because by the time the new one comes out, Paul Rudd has been added to the cast. It is so good. It's a whodunit. All right, so DJ, choreographer, and co-host of The Ellen Show, Twitch. We got the news yesterday right after the show. Derek called me and he's like, hey, did you know Twitch took his own life in a hotel? So he just left his house, didn't answer his phone. His wife was like, what's going on? He walked to a hotel, had a gun, and took his own life. But this was just 48 hours before.
How's life been post at the Ellen Show, man? What's it been like?
Life has been great, man. We've been honestly having a lot more time at home.
Yeah.
Kids are back in school, so life is beautiful.
Sounds
man.
happy. Everybody said he seemed like he was in a good mood. You just never know what somebody's going through.
But it was premeditated in the sense that he didn't want to do it at home, he didn't want that to be where his kids come home and think about it. So it's just very sad what people go through in their mind and just suffer in silence. Jennifer Aniston, she used to eat the Jennifer Aniston salad. People thought it was so delicious. People wondering what was in it. She finally tells us.
Lettuce, iceberg, I believe, with chopped tomato, garbanzo beans. Too many garbanzo beans is a little bad for your tummy. Salami, crunchy turkey bacon, and chicken. And pecorino cheese.
So this is what she would eat on set of Friends every day? And people just realized that she had the same lunch every single day?
Yeah, and they were like, wow, it makes you so beautiful. What's in that salad?
I doubt it's the salad. Maybe a little DNA.
Blowing out their candles today. Adam Brody is 43, and then Don Johnson is 73.
Good morning. I'm JJ. Kat's here as well. I know that you're loving the Christmas music. Since even like a little kid, you always get so pumped for the holidays.
Oh, my God. I've had such magical Christmases since I can remember. One in particular, though, I think I was about 8 years old. And I remember my dad was the mailman in our town. And so he was really busy, around this time of year.
Crazy before Amazon came around, I suppose.
And so he was delivering packages. And I lived in a town where Christmas reigned supreme. So it was just kind of expected that it was going to be a whirlwind. But everybody seemed so together. We lived in surrounded by mountains. It was a beautiful town. and we went full bore for Christmas.
That has to be so cool to have a community that is just all on the same page when it comes to Christmas and the vibe and everything.
You know, there was one person that we never wanted to run into because he was so grumpy about Christmas. And we were like, listen, stay where you live.
There's always one guy.
Don't come down here. And we could kind of always keep eyes on him because we could see his house from where we lived.
Oh.
And so it was like, we want to make sure that we don't venture up there because if you made him mad, then he'd come down. And he had this little dog. And I was like, the dog's cute, but
nobody wants to make enemies this time of the year.
Exactly. And so we would go about our business. And then one day I went to work with my dad at the post office and he's like, go walk around, just give me some time. And I found myself in this area where they send packages and organize them. And I felt like I was being watched. And I look up and there is the guy that nobody wants to run into.
Hold that thought before you tell me his name. Hey, good morning. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Good. What can we do for you?
I was just calling because Kat's talking about the Grinch.
Hey!
I wanted to get to the part where I look out the window and sing, "Where are you, Christmas?"
What's your name?
In sports news, Tom Brady, he might be part of this scheme. Rob Gronkowski would love for them to be the dream team.
He's a commentator. I'm an analyst. We're going back and forth a little bit to each other. That would be a lot of fun. That may be the best option. He's definitely, he's a free agent. He can weigh out every option, whatever team he wants to play for, or if he wants to go in that booth and come join me, and we can be the tag team champions in the world.
There you go. Just hope Tom does most of the talking.
Yeah,
Gronk,
listening to
just sit there
for 3 hours would be tiring.
Hang out with your Tide Pods. Yesterday, we told you that, or not yesterday, but yesterday I heard the Senate was moving to outlaw TikTok on government devices. So anything that is state-owned, government-owned, they will not allow TikTok to be downloaded.
That's my wife's phone. Yeah,
no more dances.
Take it off there.
You can't dance anymore, at least on that device. But so it's going to head to the president's desk and become a law if it does pass. But I agree with that. You have your personal phone for your personal stuff and then your work phone for your work stuff. I don't know if you heard about those 4 nurses that just got busted for making a woman that was in labor feel so terrible. And then they did a TikTok about it. It's like the trend is called the ick trend, ICK, and it stands for things that make you disgusted. And they were complaining about what new moms do and say.
Well, I don't think it's so much that you're doing things on your phone that, are not government issued, but I think it's because they really truly believe that China is spying on everything we're doing through TikTok.
I don't know. I just think people are so dumb when you do stuff at work and you're complaining about your work on TikTok, like no one's ever going to see it.
Be like the rest of us. Get a radio show and then complain about your work on your radio show.
Exactly.
It's so much better therapy.
All right, so this guy claimed that he and his father-in-law were kicked off a flight departing from Flint, Michigan, because he said something.
They didn't give us a reason until they brought us off the flight. They set us down. Finally, Flint police came over and told us we were removed because I said the word on board an airplane. I meant it in no derogatory issue. I mean, it's a part of the male anatomy, and it got out, and we were literally kicked off an airplane in Flint, and we had to drive. My wife had to come and get us.
Oh, you're with the father.
She was so mad,
you're with
I'm
the
sure.
father-in-law.
Yeah.
And you say,
but what context? Like, why would you ever need to say anything that rhymes with leanness? That's so weird. You're on a plane. Sit down and shut up.
But it's
weird.
You can't. Can you really kick someone off a plane for saying a medical term?
You can't say bomb on a plane. We know that.
We know that, right? But that's not a medical term. Maybe this guy was studying for his anatomy test.
And he was just reading things about leanuses?
He was asking his dad, hey, what's the thing that hangs between the legs? And he goes, I don't know. I mean, but
it's so dumb. This guy's such a victim. Don't be a turd on a plane. That is the last place you need to disrupt anything.
He should have been scared of the wife.
I instantly thought of how my sister and I were when we were younger. Like, I was the bossy one, and she was the tag along, and then...
Who was the tattletale?
Her.
Yeah.
100%. And so when I saw this video, this kid is at home alone with his brother, and he decides to sneak out, and his brother ruins everything because he doesn't duck under the door cam.
No, that camera's gonna go off now, you idiot! You're standing right in front of it! I ducked! No, it's already gone off!
You got to bail and go back inside?
Yeah, he's just standing there eating a slice of pizza, watching his brother get in trouble. Obviously, they're watching through the ring cam. But I want to know your stories of like when you were younger and now when you get together as adults, you're like, oh my God, do you remember this? Do you remember this? So my sister and I, we would always get off the bus, and the first person to step down on the ground, you'd have to wait for both of you guys to step down on the ground, and then you'd have to yell short side, which was the short side of the couch, the most comfortable spot to sit on.
Not the chaise lounge?
No. And so you'd want that is the coveted spot on the couch, and you'd watch You're Saved by the Bell. We'd watch all of our shows after school and have our snack and then go on with life. But like, she would yell it, but then I would be faster. And so I'd beat her there. And I mean, it was just like little things like that. I look back, I'm like, I don't know. Funny story.
I once convinced my sister, we had this old freezer, like a really, really old freezer, probably got through World War II, and then we bought it at a garage sale. But it would have the metal on the inside, right? It was an old ice box.
Yeah.
And I convinced my sister at one point that mom and dad would really, really be appreciative if they came home and the inside, all the frost was cleared off of that and start licking it. And she licked it and her tongue stuck to it. Yeah. And my old man, was a special forces guy. So his instinct was rip it off. Just pull her head back. Get her out of there. And my mom came to better senses. She's like, no, Gary, hold on. We got to get some warm water.
Yeah.
And they, kind of use the glass of warm water and they get it eventually off. But I had convinced her to do that. And then the one time my parents were at bowling and I cut her hair, it was the day before school pictures, and I gave her 1/4-inch bangs. Like, it was a full-on straight across the front.
The
and I used
pictures
these
are too much.
giant shears, and I feel like she probably still hasn't forgiven me for that. So the sibling rivalry you had, how bad did it get? Who got hurt? Can you tell us the story? Monica, you're first up. What happened?
Our parents left us with our older sister, and we decided that we were going to have a food fight in the kitchen.
Okay.
And we were, taking forks, slamming over mashed potatoes over to everybody.
Yeah.
And my sister let go of the fork, and it stuck into between my brother's eyes.
Oh, my God.
He looked like he had a double snout. It was awful, but it was funny.
Yeah, that's always great till somebody loses an eye, right?
You don't ever want someone to get injured. Like, you have fun until it's not, and then you just kind of let up. Emma pooped in that cup and left it on my pillow.
That's some next grade stuff, by the way. Like, to have the discipline to think out pooping in a cup.
But then covering it with tinfoil, so there was a little bit of shame there.
You get a whiff, but not a complete pungent odor.
Yeah, like you don't want to take the tinfoil off because you know what's in there. So there was that.
Let's hear yours. It's tough to get away with anything anymore. Think about everything you got away with when you were a kid, because there wasn't a camera everywhere. Like, you could sneak out. Now you can't anymore.
No. That camera's gonna go off now, you idiot. You're standing right in front of it. No, it's already gone off.
Gotta go back in. Stupid
The kid
dumb
reminded
brother.
me of Randy from Christmas Story. You know how he just kind of stands there slack-jawed. But my sister and I would it was daily that I probably did something to hurt her feelings, or like I'd lock her out of the house a lot.
That's mean. And especially, did you? I think I remember you telling the story once about like the hottest day of the year and locking her outside and then sitting right in front of the air conditioner where she could see it through the window. Is that a thing?
No, I think I was eating like a freezy in front of the window, and I was like waving to her. But then I was like, her friend lived 4 houses down. I'd always yell, "Go to Kaylee's, go to Kaylee's," and then she would. She'd be out of my hair.
I would have thought my childhood would have been way different if I'd had a little brother instead of a little sister.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of mean to the little brother or to the sister, where if it's a brother, you kind of expect some slap back. You know what I mean? Like, I never expected my sister to ever act back. So
now she's doing it as an adult.
Yeah, she's got a evil way of doing that right now. Skylar, how are we feeling today, man?
What was that again?
I said, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling really good, my man. How about yourself?
Great. I appreciate you asking. Tell me about the sibling action that happened that we should know about.
Yeah, I was pretty mean to my brother, as you were mentioning. Yeah, my brother got it quite a bit. I convinced him to put icy hot in his nether region.
No.
Legend.
Did it take a lot of convincing, or was he like on the fence there? And you just gave him that nudge?
It took a lot of convincing, and I thought it was funny until the bloody murder screams and him having to jump under the faucet, and it's one of those jokes that just went a little too far.
No.
Oh, no.
Now, so did you grow up in, listen, hitting a child is never okay, but did you grow up in a situation where you were physically afraid that mom or dad was going to punish you in a bad way?
Yeah, that one, I was about to run away because I was so scared.
Yeah.
Now, was there any retribution? Did he ever get back?
No, I was pretty proficient at working him over, so he talks about it now. He's still traumatized, but he never got me back.
Are you paying for any of the therapy?
Well, I'll just grab him a case of beer here.
That'll work. Thanks,
My
bud.
sister got me back a little bit with the whole telling on me when she found that alcohol bottle. Like, legitimately, I did not drink in high school. I maybe tried one beer. It wasn't for me in high school.
You're making up for it now?
But then my friend Kelly, she's like, listen, can you just hide this Smirnoff bottle? And then I left for the weekend, and just to come home to know that as soon as I walked out the door for that weekend getaway, she was in my room going through stuff, you know? Like, you little.
It's great. Hey, thanks, Skyler. Appreciate your thoughts. Hey, Dale, how are you today, man?
Oh, pretty good.
Good. Tell me about the sibling rivalry here.
Well, there was one time me and my brother when we were younger, we was always able to have a Mountain Dew when it first come out.
Oh, what a treat.
And our older sister would always come out and take it away from us and drink it. So one day we decided, since the bottle was green, we decided to take and pee in the
You are disgusting,
Mountain Dew
Dale.
bottle, and she took it and drank it all down.
She didn't even stop. Like, there wasn't a mid-gulp moment where she's like, this is not Mountain Dew. She chugged it.
No, she used to do that. She used to do that with Mountain Dew all the time.
She drank a whole bottle of your urine when you were younger.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is like psychopathic behavior.
What's the reaction when she realizes it's not the frothy goodness that is a Mountain Dew?
You got the pounding.
She started throwing up.
Oh, okay. And she didn't whoop on you or anything like that.
No, she never done it again, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, did that stop the Mountain Dew hijacking? But clearly it did. All right. Does she tell mom and dad? That's always the biggest question I have when we go through these stories is like, did somebody tattle, or did they know enough at that point that, hey, you got one over on me, I'm going to turn my back, or did she tattle right away?
Or she told my mom, and my mom just laughed at her.
Yeah, that's the right thing to do.
For taking their
Don't take Dale's Mountain Dew, damn it. All right. Hey, thanks for being on the show, man. Have a great morning.
Yeah, you too.
That's going to be my favorite story of the day already. We're just getting the show started.
I think it really helped that his name was Dale. I think anybody with that name has to have a story like that under their belt.
And it's got to be a Mountain Dew story.
I never got violent with my sister, though. You know, like the only time that anybody ever got hurt because of like physical action was like she was spouting off to me, and she had this collection of I Love Lucy metal lunch boxes, you know, with the clasp.
Which is normal for a kid, yeah.
And so I grabbed it and I just chucked it at her head, and it bounced off her head. And my mom was sitting with her, and she just comes bounding after me. I take off. I lock my door. She's like, open this door. Did not open the door.
Here's my question. Since I haven't worn the bra.
Yeah.
Are you wearing the wrong bra?
No, it's just
if it
so
can't be comfortable all day?
And it's like, I love the women that have no boobs because they don't have to wear bras. Like, they can walk around and not feel like this heavy strap pulling down right here on my shoulders. So I don't make it to the top of the stairs, by the way. It's already unhooked. And then I put it on the back of our dining room chair where it shall wait until the next day. And then I go upstairs, put on my fat shorts and a very forgiving T-shirt, hair up, makeup off. And that's the rest.
Well, I
of
know
my
you're
night.
trying to make this sound really sexy, and you're doing a great job of it. But so that you can't find a single bra that would be comfortable throughout the entire day, or is it a cost thing, or is it just they don't make it?
No, it's not that I'm like uncomfortable all day. It's just the feeling I can't describe to you of taking it off. It's a good feeling. And then you take right here, this forearm, and you rub it right
Do you know who you have
underneath.
to thank, by the way, for the bra clasp? You know who invented the bra clasp?
The clasp?
Yeah, the
No, I
clasp
don't.
in the back. Do you know? A very famous writer.
Okay.
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain invented the bra clasp.
Invented and patented the clasp on the bra.
Yeah. And Patty, I'm
He's your
sure
boy.
Victoria's Secret has great bras. I've had Victoria's Secret bras before. It's like I said, the feeling of not having to wear anything under your t-shirt. It's a good feeling. And women with huge breasts like me don't know that feeling of walking around without a bra. You want me to start doing that?
No, I don't think anybody wants that. It's foreign to me. I don't understand how it could be something for all of these years that you complain about isn't comfortable and nobody has come up with a plausible solution to it.
Maybe Kim K has.
It seems
Maybe
like
there's something with her Skims wear that I don't know. But
I would think for as much as we talk about it on the show, there should be boxes of that stuff stacked up here that they'd want you to have.
There really should be. I should be doing an unboxing for Skims, so hopefully she's listening today. But anyway.
I'm sure she is. Would you consider yourself to be like the average chick?
I would think so.
Kind of like an average mainstream girl?
Yeah.
Then you can help.
What does that even mean to you?
Well,
Like, what's average mainstream?
I guess average means you're probably not on too far this way, too far this way. You just kind of go with the flow. You do what most people do. You're average. You understand what the average is, right? You got each extreme, and then you got all the numbers in the middle. You're not this way or this way. You're just kind of right down the middle. You're going with the flow.
So I'm tolerable.
You do what a lot of people do, I guess, right? Like you would consider yourself pretty down the middle.
Yeah, sure.
You live a regular life.
Yeah, I don't like to make waves, but I do stick up for what I think is right.
Right, and that's okay. I guess I'm just saying you're probably a pretty normal human being.
That's right.
Outside of doing this dopey radio show. So I was sent this by a fellow Moped Mafia member.
Does he handle my money?
No, not that one. And he said, hey, ask Kat if she can describe some of this. And the headline was, things women do that men are baffled by. Because he asked his wife about some of these things, and he says, I still don't understand them. She wasn't very good. So I'm just going to give you the top 3 on the list and see if you can, and if you're a guy listening to this, see if you're going to get any understanding whatsoever. And if you're a woman listening to this, maybe you can offer a different perspective and help us understand. Number 3 on the list. The obsession with popping pimples. Why do so many women love to see pimples being popped? I see this pop up on my scroll, and I buzz past it immediately. There is zero interest that I have in seeing a whole bunch of pus come out of a man's skin.
Is it you don't have the interest, or does it make you feel gross?
It doesn't make it feel gross. It's not like I haven't ever had a pimple. It's just zero interest in it.
So it's not the pus that gets me. It's the blackheads. When they take their tool and they dig in there like a gold mine, and they bring out something that has been in there for sometimes decades, and it's hard as a rock, and they drop it in that metal kidney.
That's the satisfaction.
Bowl, and it's like bing, bing, bing. I love that.
That's a BB then. That's not a blackhead.
That's how hard it is. That's the calcification of like how horrible their skin was.
Yeah.
I just love it.
So you can't help me understand it. It's just something you like.
Right. It's a personal interest. I think it makes a lot of people feel gross, but
I don't know a single man who has woke up and been angry at his wife about a dream that he had last night.
Yeah.
Why do women do this? Why? There's been mornings you've come in here angry, pissed off because you had a dream in your own head that your husband did something which he has never done. Help me understand that.
I can't quite understand that myself. I try to talk myself down because it is just a dream. I wake up, but also dreams are manifested by
See, this is how you make logic out of something that
I'm
is...
telling you, if I scroll Facebook before I go to bed, I dream about some of the people that I see on my Facebook.
That's
in
logical.
my dreams.
You see it and you dream about it, but you're having dreams about something that has never happened, and therefore you're angry the next day. I don't understand that.
I don't know. I had a dream that Derek poisoned me because he'll lay out my vitamins in the morning, and he just slipped one in there that killed me. And then I wasn't around for my kid, and I was like, you shorted me and my child of our experiences
You're
together.
obviously 87 years old, so you're circling the drain anyways. Who lays out their vitamins? Who has their husband lay vitamins out for him in the morning?
Prince. He wakes up and he'll start my car. It's warm. I have my vitamins waiting with a nice big glass of water. He puts my socks on for me in the morning.
This is messed up.
He gets mad at me when I put my own socks on.
The last person I would trust with any of the pharmaceuticals that go into my body is my wife. The last person.
Why?
because she doesn't understand the multivitamins I take. She doesn't understand any of the other supplements I take. She doesn't understand the pre-workout amount that I'm going to need for the next day. I don't attempt to try and help her understand, but I wouldn't trust her in the morning. If she had it all laid out when I came downstairs, nope, I'm doing it myself.
Okay.
I don't trust anybody else. And then here's the other one. The decorative pillows. Help me understand this. This has ballooned into a near fatal situation in my home. We have decorative pillows everywhere. I built out of what used to be a closet, kind of a place where you can sit down, put on your shoes. It's kind of like it's a little seat and a bench and everything, which what used to be a closet right on the way into the garage.
Mm-hmm.
There are decorative pillows there.
Cute.
This is where people kick off their shoes, throw their backpack, throw their hockey stuff. There's decorative pillows that help me understand why.
Help me understand why that bothers you.
There's so many of them. There's so many. I can't even sit on.
There's so much comfort. I don't know what to do.
I have to
comfort
move
everywhere.
I have to move 4 pillows to sit down on the couch.
One thing I'm not the girl that switches it out at the start of every holiday or season. I don't do that. But I did just order 26 by 26 new throw pillows for our couch, which we need. And I cannot wait until they arrive.
I'm not understanding any of this. If you can offer some, and you didn't help at all today, so thanks.
Yeah.
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend.